Three bikers attack a woman in a restaurant. Minutes later, they realize she is a Navy SEAL. A group of three bikers walked into a restaurant. They sat down at a table close to the door and began eating. Moments later, they turned their attention to a woman sitting alone at a nearby table. She was beautiful, but it was clear that she didn't appreciate their stares. Still, they didn't care, so they started harassing her. The bikers thought this would be easy. After all, she looked like she couldn't hurt a fly. But they soon discovered that they had made a big mistake. The bikers had never seen someone like this woman before. She was calm and quiet, which made her even more dangerous. One of the bikers stood up and walked over to her table. He thought he could scare her by standing over her and blocking her view, but this only made her move faster. In a flash, she grabbed his wrist and twisted it. The biker screamed in pain. Before he could react, she disarmed him and threw the weapon away. The other two bikers jumped up and rushed over to help their friend. But before they could do anything, she grabbed them both by the collars of their shirts and slammed them to the floor. It was like watching a UFC fight, but in reverse. These tough guys were helpless as she took them down one by one. Within seconds, all three bikers were lying on the floor in front of her. The woman stood up and dusted off her dress. She looked around at all the people watching and said, "That's what happens when you mess with someone who's trained for this." People were shocked as they watched her walk away without a single scratch on her body. As the bikers slowly got back on their feet, they realized that they had just been defeated by a woman. It was humiliating, and they wanted to get revenge. But when they tried to get up, they found that she had taken away their weapons, and they were completely defenseless. She came back to the table and picked up her phone. She dialed 911 and reported the incident. When the police arrived, they arrested the three men. They also confiscated their weapons and searched them for any other illegal substances. It turned out that they had been carrying drugs and stolen property, which gave the police enough evidence to charge them with several crimes. As the bikers were led away in handcuffs, they couldn't believe that they had been taken down by a woman. It was too embarrassing to admit, but she was simply better than them. They had underestimated her skills, and now they were paying the price. It wasn't until later that the people in the restaurant learned that the woman was a U.S. Navy SEAL. She had been off-duty and enjoying a nice meal when the bikers had attacked her. But even though she was a trained killer, she had done nothing wrong. The bikers had started the fight, and she had simply defended herself. Still, some people couldn't help but wonder if she had overreacted. After all, she had beaten up three men and left them humiliated. But considering what the bikers had done, most people agreed that she was justified. After the police had taken the bikers away, the woman got up from her table and left the restaurant. She walked out into the street and hailed a cab. She drove away. She couldn't help but smile. She knew that she had just taught these men a valuable lesson. Never judge someone by their appearance. If the bikers had known who she was, they wouldn't have messed with her in the first place, but they had learned their lesson the hard way. This story is a great reminder that strength comes in all shapes, sizes, and genders. Just because someone looks small and unassuming doesn't mean they're weak. In fact, some of the most dangerous people in the world are the ones who appear to be the most harmless. If you've ever been in a situation where you felt like you were being judged by someone else, this story is for you. Remember, don't let other people's opinions of you define who you are. You're strong, capable, and worthy of respect. Don't ever forget that. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family.